All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome. Happy Friday. Welcome to today's Microsoft Flight Simulator live stream. Please pay attention to the following announcement from your streaming hosts. International streaming rules and regulations require me to provide the following information. I am on the Xbox Series S. I have the deluxe version of Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. We will be flying the Airbus A320 in the Gulf Air livery. We are departing from Abu Dhabi in the United Arab Emirates, and we are heading to Riyadh in Saudi Arabia. I am not taking requests for flights. At this time, my flight schedule is created well in advance and is subject to change based on my own schedule. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays are vintage aviation flights, except for today and a week from today. Tuesdays are jetliner and regional, including regional jets. Any other kind of regional service will be for Tuesdays. Thursdays are military aviation flights. Saturdays we will be flying the P-38. We're doing flights around former Army Air Corps airfields in California currently. Sundays are scenic flights. Any other information can be found in the description area below the video. Thank you for your attention. Good morning, Imperial Builder. So, we're going to do this quick flight, about an hour. Hopefully it goes smoothly. We'll see. And we'll get in here and get this done. We should have, let's see, yeah, still in the preset. Perfect. So yeah, it should be a nice flight. Hello, Joseph. It's Friday everywhere, Joseph, for the most part, except the places where the time's already changing and it's Saturday. So yes, it is Friday. All right, let's get in here and get this thing set up and get on our way. And we will talk about a few things once we're in the air and en route to Riyadh. Hello, Amela. How are you? Nice to see you here. Yeah, I was watching Captain Arsh. He's still getting used to the BAE 146. So, yeah, it was good stuff. Right. I'm going to switch. We can get all that going. Okay. I'm doing good, Amela. Yeah. Yeah, things are good. It's been raining here still, off and on. Alright, before we go anywhere, we need to... We need to check all this stuff first. We want to make sure we don't have any hiccups once we get to our destination. It looks like we are good to go. I like it. Where's my... one? No. Get the engine started. Crashed once, but went for a quick flight in the fighter Boeing jet. And okay. Alright, so it looks like our flight plan is solid. Flight director on. So our nice Gulf Air. I had to find that is an actual Gulf Air tail code for an A320. I looked it up last night to try to add a little realism to the so otherwise I don't think it would put I just started up. You know, I know you're not supposed to start the engines up until you're in like the safe area or whatever. You're supposed to have like one started or something for the power. But you know, I tend to I just get it done so we can get going and get in the air and get our flight done. I kind of cut the corners a little bit sometimes. Yes, Amela, I had pork loin for dinner last night. Ran over to Walmart yesterday and got some stuff. So, yeah. But they didn't have the ribeye pork loins, which are smaller. It was like the long ones that are, you know, like there's two thin pork loins in there, jammed in there, but it looks like one, you know. So, yeah, I cooked both of them last night, and I have stuff for leftovers. Good morning, Mick, for today for lunch and dinner. All right. This is a pretty. I really, this livery is. I mean, it's fairly. There's not a lot to it, but the gold really stands out on there. It's a really cool looking, especially on the tail. I like that. I'm not sure what that's supposed to be, but yeah, it's pretty cool. So we'll taxi over here, and then we'll be in the air momentarily. Oh, thank you for the 4 thumbs. Oh, so a couple things. One, I was talking to the lovely Doris yesterday, and apparently the flight that we did around Greece has over that, like, it's almost 1,500 views right now. And I didn't know, because I don't really pay attention to a lot of that stuff, you know, but I was like, I didn't know, and she said, yeah, there's one that just got a lot of views, and I'm like, really? Which one? And yeah, at least 1,500 views. And I'm like, wow, I didn't know it was that popular. Or, you know, people watched it. So yeah, or it was Athens, I think, not just Greece, but when we flew around Athens in Greece. Yeah, I was shocked. I didn't realize it was one of my popular ones. I don't really, you know, like, I don't check all that. You know, there's a few videos that people put some thumbs down on that, you know, whatever. And I think it's just because I, you know, was trying to be, you know, I've tried to be pleasant with people, but then, you know, they get you know, start getting snippy with me, and then it's just like, well, then, you know, I guess it's time for you to go. And, you know, now on another note, and this is probably going to bite me in the rear. I hope not. I hope I'm wrong. Saturday, tomorrow, on the P-38 flights, we're doing 2 flights tomorrow. We're doing one in the P-38, and we're going to hop over to the Spitfire, and we're going to do a flight over the UK. So tomorrow we are going to open up the multiplayer lobby. I don't know which server I'm going to be on. I've got to find, hopefully it'll be a stable server. So if anybody wants to join, I'll put, once we're started up, you can look for my name tag or whatever you want to call it, my gamer tag, and then but we're flying prop aircraft in both of them, so adjust accordingly. I know some people are like, oh, who cares? I'm going to fly. If you want to fly an F-18 or whatever, go for it, or an F-16, or because that's just your thing. You like to buzz people, and fine, but that's what the premise is. So we will have the multiplayer open. We'll see how many people want to join in. But we're going to do those 2 flights, and then we're going to call it a day, and that's it. But that's, I'm going to try it out, but it's not going to be like every Saturday. I just want to see how it goes, if anybody joins or whatever. So if you want to join in with that, you're more than welcome to. Joseph, you're getting all tender in the chat, talking about sunshine. Oh, look at you. What are you like today, Mr. Addies? I saw you on Bus Sim 21 this morning, and before I could pop in to say hello, I think you had ended your stream, and then I saw you, and then I saw Joe live, and then you happened to be there. So I don't know what was going on. I was like confused, maybe because I was still kind of half asleep when I was trying to understand this whole thing that was going on with your, I guess your PlayStation 4 or something. I don't know. I never know what you youngsters are talking about these days. Well, I'm glad to hear that, Joseph. But still, drink water and change your socks. You'll feel even better. I think it's supposed to be King Khalid, not King Khalid. I think it's, but they don't, it's the pronunciation's off, obviously. I really enjoyed that Lego game last night, Mick. That was awesome. That was a lot of fun. It was a nice, relaxing. Well, except for the few, foolish people in the chat. And I'm not. Well, I shouldn't say foolish. I do agree that maybe it was a language barrier thing, but you try to say, please don't do these things, and you try to be courteous and whatnot, and it just doesn't register with people. So, what can you do? All right. Oh, good. Well, glad to hear that your ankle's doing better. Away we go. But Joseph still needs to drink water and change his socks. So, when you stopped your stream because he was streaming, or I don't quite understand the... Yeah, exactly. I was telling Doris about that the other night. That, and she agrees that you try to be pleasant with people, and if they're not willing to accept that, then what else can you do? you know. Alright, flaps up. We are on our way to Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. I wish we still had a barbecue. Well, sometimes that's a bit overrated, Joseph. But I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Hold on just a second, folks. Sorry, I just gotta mute myself for just a minute. I almost forgot about my vitamins. I've been trying to just take them in the morning at the same time, and I got so wrapped up in watching Captain Arish in the BA-146. It really looks amazing. Amazing looking plane. The flight deck is just, oh yeah, it's something else. But yeah, I was like looking at the time, like, oh, I got to take my vitamins before I forget. So what else? Yeah, Doris and I were talking about that last night. She was off from work yesterday, unexpectedly. So we got a chance to talk a couple times yesterday, which was great. It was nice to be able to finally be able to talk with her. She's been so busy at work lately, it's been difficult to find time to talk. So, but yeah, we'll try the multiplayer tomorrow. If anybody wants to join that's in the chat, you're more than welcome to. Again, I don't know which server we'll be on. It'll probably be East USA, probably, just to start off with, but we'll see how it goes. Alright, let's go out here and this livery does look amazing. I was trying to find something that would, you know, represent the region as best as possible, I guess. But also, I mean, it just, that gold really, I think, stands out. What was that? Supposed to be that? Oh, okay. Get another shot from this angle. I really like that bird on the back. That looks amazing. 280. Okay. We're going as fast as we can go. Well, I mean, it does look good. I just wish that we had more stuff that works on a, like, this is fairly stable, although it's got its own issues sometimes, but that's what kind of bothers me. Is I really would like to be able to do stuff with the 170, 175s, the 737 Max, you know, but it's just, I just never know when things are going to work and when they're not. And speaking of which, so with the developer update yesterday, they did acknowledge that there are some significant issues with Sim Update 9, and they're working on a patch. They just don't know when the patch will be done. They're looking at all the feedback and trying to look at all the code, I guess, or whatever, to see what's happening and what they need to focus on. So I don't know, but yeah, they're aware, but there's no telling when the fix is actually going to happen. But yeah, I thought this was a really neat looking plane or livery for our flight today, so here we are. Now, I did not write down who requested this flight, because this was some back in April that somebody was insistent on this flight, I think, when I was doing something else. So I'm not sure who my co-pilot is supposed to be for today's flight. I apologize. So normally I try to write down the names, but because it was one of those times where I was like, I really was trying to say I'm not really ready, but I'm just like, okay, fine, I'm going to do this. And I was probably pretty upset because people aren't respecting the ways of the channel. All right, I think we're fast approaching our cruise portion of the flight. I think once we're heading a little bit farther up the road, so to speak, we'll get up to 360, and then we'll cruise, and then before we know it, we'll be on our way. I do have the F-16. I am not flying it today. Allow me to give you the following information. I am on the Xbox Series S. I have the deluxe version of Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. We are currently flying the Airbus A320 departing from Abu Dhabi, and we are headed to Riyadh. I am not taking requests for flights at this time or aircraft. Now, let me, please, I'm going to ask you to please calm down in my chat, and I will answer your question in a moment. Okay? Thank you. My flight schedule is created well in advance and is subject to change based on my own schedule. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays are vintage aviation flights. Tuesdays are jetliner and regional jet flights that will include business jets and any other sort of regional aircraft that provides passenger service. Thursdays are military aviation flights. The F-16 will be, it's in the schedule eventually. I can assure you for sometime this month I will be flying the F-16. I don't remember which day or which Thursday it will be, but it is coming. Saturdays are flights featuring the P-38 Lightning. This Saturday we're going to do our flight in the P-38, and we're going to hop over to the Spitfire and do a quick flight over the UK, heading over Leeds and landing at the airport there in Leeds. Sundays are our scenic flights. So this Sunday we are going to be over Iceland. Any other information can be found in the description area below the video. Thank you. So Pat, I'm not sure how to even say your name, but I understand that people want to see different things, but I have a schedule that I have created that kind of gives us a little bit of everything. So I try not, but no, I'm not. I have a plan. I'm going to stick to my plan because I've tried to accommodate other people, and then it never seems to matter. So, but thank you for stopping by. I hope you enjoy the rest of the stream. You're more than welcome to hang out. But that is how this channel is run. Matter of fact, I will look. When is the F-16? I know. Let's see. It's not the 12th. Is it the 19th? Maybe. Nope. That would be June. Oh, okay. 26th of May. Randolph Air Force Base to Edwards in the F-16. So later this month, like I said. So it is coming, but that's when it's on the schedule. Okay. No, it is not the fly-by-wire. I am on the Xbox Series S, okay, as it says in the title and as I've said in the beginning. So we do not have the fly-by-wire on the Xbox. Okay. This is the stock Asobo version on the Xbox. It is the only A320 we have at this time. It does not sound like anytime soon will we be getting the fly-by-wire version of the A320. That is a known stance from fly-by-wire. It may happen in the future, but it's not likely anytime soon. And that's their choice. But the flying system, yes, is a fly-by-wire. If you're talking about that, yes, this is the way that the system is designed is a fly-by-wire design. Yeah, it's a very well-known, popular aircraft for many airlines. Many people feel it's significantly better in many ways to the 737 MAX, which is its competition. And Boeing, unfortunately, with all the problems with the 737, a lot of people have turned to Airbus and bought A320s. Or they find an airline that has A320s that they're not using, and so they buy them from them or lease them so that they can replace their 737s. Well, it does look pretty realistic. I mean, not all the buttons work, but the ones that are important do work. So, yeah, there's limitations. We're very limited on the Xbox side, as I thought it was well known, but maybe I'm wrong. That we don't have everything that the PC side has. They're working on trying to bring more to the Xbox side, but there's a lot of things that they have to solve first before any of that happens. So that's one of the reasons why I'm dialing back on the viewer requested flights, because people want to see, and I'm like, I don't have this. It may be on the PC side, but on the Xbox side, it is not always possible. So, and for whatever reason, people don't seem to understand that. I don't know why. All right, so we are heading to ASNAX. So a lot of these are fairly close together. So the distance is going to be eaten up pretty quick. So yeah, they're working on a patch for the problems. A lot of people have been on the forums, I guess, submitting trouble tickets and saying, look, things are not working as intended. Can you fix it, please? And thank you. Not a big significant marketplace update yesterday. No, and I kind of felt like we were going to hit that point again. All right, take care, Mella. Thanks for stopping by. Try to stay dry. Enjoy the rest of your Friday. We'll catch you later. Nice to see you as always. So, what else was there? Yeah, so not a really big marketplace update. Some airports, some scenery, some liveries. That was about it. So the we had a couple of good weeks, good Thursdays, and now we're back into the lean Thursdays, most likely because of the issues regarding the problems with Sim Update 9. They're not releasing any aircraft until they probably get that fixed, and then maybe, hopefully, by next week it'll be better, and then we'll get some more aircraft released. But as it stands right now, it is what it is. All right, let's see how far. All right, so basically there's the rest of our flight in front of us. There's our arrival and then our final approach phase for our flight way up there. So we're just clipping along here. Mach 0.78. On our way to Riyadh. Once we land in Riyadh, we'll be wrapping things up for the day. So hopefully you enjoy the flight. Tomorrow we'll be back 7:30 Eastern, 11:30 UTC, 12:30 UK time in the P-38 Lightning. We'll be departing from Salinas, heading to Santa Rosa. That should be a very quick little flight, and then we will hop over into the Spitfire, and I gotta figure out the airports. There's not any RAF bases that I can take off from reasonably and head towards Leeds, so I found the Leeds airport's our destination, and I found one that we can take off and just make our way right to Leeds and fly right over Leeds, actually coming into the airport. So we'll do that and we'll be done. For Saturday. Then Sunday's flight, I'm not sure which aircraft I'm going to use, but we'll find something. Continue as planned. That's our next, there we go. Oh, we're passing. I think our initial descent point is it should be Kinib. Yeah. All right, so we got to keep an eye on that. We're looking for Kinib. Well, there's a pretty good distance between Lagno and Gisra. It's like 60 nautical miles, so, and then another 40 or right, so that's what we're looking for right there. All right, a little swig of coffee here. And then Monday we'll be back in the Fokker F.VIIb. We're heading from Sofia to Athens. That's going to take a little bit of time to get there. We will continue to work on the fuel. Oh, you know what? I didn't turn off the fuel. Okay, we should have more than enough to get there. We're sitting at gas. We'll get there in plenty of time. So yeah, Monday, back in the Fokker F7. That'll be leg 6 of our 32-leg flight heading to the former Dutch East Indies. Tuesday will be Tuesday the 6th. Wait, 9/10. 10th of May, we're going to take the EMB 110 Papa 1. We're going to take the cargo version, and we're heading from Vilnius Airport to Malmo. It's going to be a few hours long. And then Wednesday, we're back in the Fokker, heading from Athens to Heraklion. We're making our way towards the Middle East. And Thursday, military aviation flights. We are taking the Foga CM-170 Magistar from Marine to Ceylon, which will be a nice little flight. So we will do that. So lots of good stuff coming up this week. I think I have to rewrite my schedule because I've changed dates and stuff, so I'm losing track of everything for the next couple of weeks. I'm backtracking. Alright. Trying to find where our fuel on board. That's what that is. Okay. These are supposedly very fuel efficient engines on the A320neo. And I believe they're supposed to be quieter as well. Yeah, really sharp looking livery. I know there's different versions of it in real life, but this one I think looks fantastic. I really like the gold on the tail and on the engines. Looks really sharp. And as I was saying earlier, that's a real world, the Alpha 9 Charlie Tango Foxtrot is a real world tail code for an A320 from Gulf Air. So I was curious to see if it would give us the call sign, or we would identify correctly. And as luck would have it, we have been. So very cool. Apologize for the loud noise in the background. Typical morning time, it seems. You know, I wasn't sure. I thought we were going to have it seems like a fairly quiet Friday. Except for a little oyster, little early interaction there. Try to be pleasant, as we were saying last night, Mick, and you know, you try to be pleasant, and some people understand, and other people just don't seem to grasp the word no. I don't know why, but that seems to be an issue. Does that even work? No, it doesn't. There was like a weather setting on here, but I guess maybe it's already built in. Okay, yeah, because the weather radar they haven't set that up yet. The radar is down here somewhere. Radar, yeah. But having the actual sweeping radar arm. Alright, alright, so 61 nautical miles to Gisborough. That seems to be one of our longest legs of flight today. And as we get there, we'll get down to 31,000 feet. And then we will continue our descent into Riyadh. And then we'll be on the ground before we know it. So next Friday, that's the 13th. Friday the 13th, oh boy. We are going from Alger to Paris in the A320. That was for Nadan. So we will do that. And that should be I think that's a couple hours long. And that will be our last viewer requested flight until sometime in June. Early June, I will ask. It's going to be one flight on a Friday, and it's going to be Friday the. Let me look at my calendar here. I'm going to shoot for let's say the 17th of June. We'll do a viewer requested flight on that Friday, but it's only going to be one flight. No more than 3 hours tops, preferably. But if it's like, you know, a little bit under 3 hours is the limit. You know, I can a few minutes before or after, you know, if it's within that range, it's fine. But if it's starting to get more towards 4, I'm not gonna. It's just a lot for me to do, and I'm already going to be doing 4-hour stuff on some of the legs of our flight to the former Dutch East Indies. So, yeah. It's very difficult for me to sit here and do these very long flights. Now, here's what I'm thinking about doing, and I'm not saying this is written in stone. I am thinking about setting up a donation link to like PayPal, for instance. If somebody were to donate, let's say $100, I'm not saying you have to, but that's would probably be the limit. Then I will do a maybe no more than 5 hours flight. I can't do these 8 hours and longer. 5 I think is fairly reasonable, but again, it's there. If you want that, then that would be like if you donate that much, then I could try to do a flight for about 5 hours, okay, as a thank you for the donation. But that's, I don't want that to become the thing, like, well, I just donated and then I'm changing my schedule. I would try to fit it in or move something around to accommodate that, okay? Because some streamers, if people donate over a certain amount, they're like, well, then you can choose, whatever. So that's something I'm thinking about. It's not definite yet. It would be nice to have donations because then it could go towards buying aircraft. Now, the other thing too is, again, the aircraft that gets released in the Xbox side, I cannot go to somewhere else and buy something new and install it on the Xbox. It has to go through the in-sim marketplace. So if you say, well, I want you to buy this, well, if it's not in the marketplace, I can't buy it. Okay. So think about that. If I do set something up, I don't want it to be where people will expect certain things. Okay. So, but I think if you donate that kind of money, then I'll say, all right, fine, I can do this. But it's, I don't want it to become, people start throwing hundreds of dollars at me. I mean, it would be nice because then I could buy more stuff as it gets released, but I don't, it would primarily be aircraft or liveries, not much else. But again, sometimes some things work and other times it's, I try to keep ahead of whenever, like I know something works today, it may not work tomorrow for some reason. So I just want people to understand those, there's a lot of things that are out of my control when it comes to the sim and our, what may work and what may not work. So there's got to be some reasonable expectations and all that. All right, so we are near Gizra, and let's see how far we got to go to our next waypoint. And then we'll start descending from there. So yeah, I know some people were asking about that, and I would like to set it up. I just there's got to be some sort of a understanding of the expectations, I guess. Or if you just want to donate and you're not asking for anything in return, that's perfectly fine as well. You just want me to fly, whatever's on the schedule, that's okay with me as well. Tell the flight crew or cabin crew to start cleaning up as we prepare for start our descending into Riyadh, doing our initial descent. Oh, that's quite a distance. Okay, we'll let that get a little bit closer, and then we'll drop to 31,000. So yeah, just some things to think about. Like I said, nothing's definite. You know, yeah, I'll just leave it at that. Nothing is definite. Nothing's written in stone. But it's something I've been thinking about, but it's not I have to look at some other things and figure out how to set it all up and all that. So but also too, you know, depending on who releases something, right? Now, like the Captain Sim released a C-130. Oh, speaking of which, I saw one yesterday. I meant to tell you that, Mick, in your chat. There was a C-130 that was practicing landing up at the airport up the road from where I live. They came in, and yeah, it was pretty cool. So Captain Sim released a C-130. There's no flight deck at all. You have to fly it from out here. Now, I don't know how in the world that got released to the marketplace. That just doesn't seem like, why would you do that? So that's another thing, you know, based on if you say, well, this is out there, again, you have to make sure it's on the Xbox side. Also, some developers are a bit sketchy. So you may think, oh, but it looks really good. But the overall, when you purchase the plane, you try it out a little bit, and you're just like, okay, this isn't going to work. You know, so those are all the things that I want people to understand if we do open up the donation sort of stuff. You know. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Because it would be nice to be able to, you know, when something comes out and it's like, well, I'm going to have to wait on this because it's, you know, expensive, or it's like, well, I've seen the reviews and it's not something that is probably a good idea to purchase right now. Maybe wait a month or two for updates to be released. If the developer goes back and fixes things and improves the product, then I would feel more comfortable. But sometimes it just takes them a lot longer before they get to those things. And it may be because the way that, especially on the Xbox side, finding the issues and correcting it, and then testing to make sure the corrections are what they need to be. That's the tricky part, I think. But for those of you who are looking for the multiplayer sort of side of things, you want to fly with other people, for sure. Captain Arish, he flies Monday evenings. It's about 6:30, I think he starts flying. He's doing the round the world tour Mondays and Wednesdays in the Cessna 172. We finished up just about finished up in Tasmania. I think we'll finish that up and head back over to Australia, and then continue up the coast of Australia. And I think then we pop over to New Zealand as well along the way. If he hasn't, I don't think he's done so already, but that's on the part of everything as well. And then Fridays he does what he calls charter flights. That starts about 5 a.m. East Coast time. So if you're looking for some multiplayer, that's definitely a place you can go in the meantime. Saturdays, except for this Saturday and maybe for a couple Saturdays, he flies with Allison Johnson. They're replicating the around the world flight of Amelia Earhart. If you want to join them, you're more than welcome to. If you're new, they'll be happy to answer questions, try to help you out. There's plenty of people in the chat will try to give you all the answers. A little Carl Northeast. I am finally allowing myself to look at videos like yours. Well, thank you for allowing yourself to do that. I don't feel like I am on the PC side. I am no subject matter expert because I'm on the Xbox, so I just try to get do the best I can with the system I have here. So but hopefully you get your computer and you get all set up and you can go flying again. But yeah, for those who are looking for that multiplayer experience, that's the place to go for right now. And it doesn't matter if you have the same aircraft as them, as long as you enjoy the flying. That's all that matters. Even if you fly halfway, if they have 2 or 3 legs, you say I can only do the first leg or whatever. They're not bothered by that. Fly as long as you want. If you want to do the whole thing with them, more than welcome to. All right, let's get a little bit closer here, and then we'll start looking at our descent. In fact, let's go ahead and ask for it. I'm going to be a little bit ahead of the curve. There we go. Yeah, I do, Carl. I think you've been in my channel before. I recognize your name. So yeah, we've kind of changed things up a little bit since the last time you were here. We do fly Mondays and Wednesdays, and well, it will be Fridays. Right now we have this flight, and we have one more viewer requested flight on the 13th. But then beyond that, the other Fridays for the rest of May are going to be additional vintage aviation flights. Mondays and Wednesdays we will continue our journey to the former Dutch East Indies. Well, that's what everybody tells me. I don't know if that is really the case or not. I mean, they look good for me, so I guess that's all that matters. But we're going to do other stuff in the Junkers 52. Hello, Riley. I'm doing fine, thank you. Welcome to the stream. So we're trying to do a little bit more of a little bit of everything instead of focusing always on flying an A320, because it's not, you're not really flying it per se. You take off, you hit the autopilot, the plane flies itself pretty much the entire time, unless something happens and then you have to take control and all that. So Tuesdays we do have like a jetliner. I call it Jetliner Tuesday, but that will include regional stuff, including like the Embraer 110, regional prop service. We'll do business jets, like the CJ4 and the Longitude. Thursdays is our military aviation day. We try to fly a military plane of some kind in the country of origin. Okay. Now again, as I think I don't know where I said this, but flying a plane that, if it's a country you don't particularly like or you have a disagreement about or whatever, political stuff, when I fly it does not mean that I am, agreeing with the policies of where that aircraft was created. Say for instance, the MiGs, they were, initially built in Russia, and they were exported elsewhere around the world. So I'm not saying that I agree with the politics of Russia by flying the MiG, for instance. Fridays is our, Saturdays. The pole dancers are back. Imagine that. The Saturdays is our Lightning Day P-38. We're flying that and getting used to it, and then we will have our So, yeah, we try to mix it up a little bit as much as possible. That's fine, Carl. No worries. All right. All right. Somebody's got nothing better to do today than put their porn stuff in my chat, I see.
Overspeed, 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 overspeed.
All right. Somebody's got way too much time on their hands, bugging my chat. That's 3 different accounts there, Naked HD. 4 different accounts. Okay. So you're circumventing the blocks. I really wish some YouTube would handle jackasses like you. I don't know how you keep creating this crap and getting away with it. But hats off to you for being that dedicated to your bullshit. Honestly, if you put that much effort into doing other things with your life, you'd probably be very successful. But you're not. You're pathetic. Okay? You're a pathetic person. That you got nothing better to do with your time. Anyways, moving right along here. Wow, look at the... It's not rendering in very well, but look at the difference in the color of the sand. Now, I don't know if it's because when they took these photos, it was different times of the year. Maybe the sun was hitting the sand just right, possibly. Really interesting landscape. Oh, so you had... Let's see, how did you do that? Because I blocked you on the online strips without clothing, and then you came up with the very same one. So I'm guessing you just keep recreating the same ones. Yep, I know, Mick. That's alright. The pathetic one has been dealt with. We'll see if they come up with any other nonsense. I'll just keep reporting them. You know, I know they think it's a joke, and that's probably because whatchamacallit, YouTube doesn't really do anything to stop it. You know. put that much effort into other things in their life. They'd probably be very successful, like I said. So I guess that's hello, Splurry367. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the chat. We are getting ready to descend into Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. We departed from Abu Dhabi. We are in the Gulf Air liveried A320. So we are starting our descent into Riyadh. Hopefully you're doing well. Dun, dun, dun. And let me preface this by saying I am not taking viewer requested flights at this time. Next, sometime in early June, we will talk about one viewer requested flight in June, but not right now. My schedule is set, created well in advance. I plan out things and try to. Luca, okay. Welcome, Luca. So I try to find interesting things to do as much as possible. So I have a schedule laid out for the rest of this month. The only time for sure I know that's already on the schedule, we will not be flying on the 29th of May. There'll be no streams on the 29th. So we're by Sisat, we need to be at 11,000 feet. So once we get, okay, we're stable here. I'm going to dial this back to 250. Actually, no, I'll leave it there, and then as we get past our next waypoint, then I'll dial it down to 250 so we can start slowing down, getting the aircraft ready for our arrival in Riyadh. Okay, so that point there is our arrival point, Ezra. Hello, Safal. I'm sorry, I'm hoping I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Welcome to the stream, welcome to the chat. We are making our descent into Riyadh. We're going to be making a hard left here, coming up, and then we're going to turn down, and then we're going to turn back to the right and land in Riyadh here pretty soon. Let's go ahead and dial it down to 250 now, just to stay a little bit ahead of the curve. It's taken a little bit longer, I think, because we had a headwind the entire way, but it's not been too bad. So, been a pretty nice flight. Very interesting scenery here. Different colors of the desert, it seems. Very interesting landscape. So what I think I'll do is I will do another 5,000 foot reduction. Oh. Okay. All right, so they're going to tell us our descent from here on out. It looks like. Yeah, very interesting landscape, that's for sure. It's not probably rendered in that well, really, but it looks like it was put together different, flown, the imagery was created different times of the year, it looks like. All right, well, it's not been too bad of a flight. Knock on wood. Our flight time so far has been 1 hour 14, so still pretty good overall, I think, for our flight today. So probably be about 1.5 hours-ish, 1 hour and 45 minutes, probably by the time we get on the ground. Go ahead and continue to slow down here. I'm not going to answer that question, Luca. That is a very private, and you're more than welcome to be here, but be very careful with your information in the chat, okay? But no, we do not discuss our ages here. Okay? That's just me protecting my identity, and you need to protect yours, okay? So please do not talk about your age in my chat. Private questions like that about my age and things like that, I don't answer. Okay, sorry, but that's just my policy, and I think most streamers, it's their policy as well. It's just so, yeah. The only thing I will say is I'm older than 21, and I'll leave it at that. Alright. So for those of you who are new, generally what's going to happen is once we start getting ready to land, I'm going to turn my laptop to the side so I don't get distracted with questions or comments when I'm coming in for landing, because sometimes what we think is going to happen is not always what's going to happen with our, coming into land. So I try to pay attention to that, and then I will catch up with the chat once we are on the ground and taxiing to the gate. So please understand that. It's nothing personal. It's just that sometimes everybody waits to start saying stuff in the chat when I'm trying to land, and then it's like I miss things, and so just giving you a heads up. I think we'll leave that open because we're going to have to contact ground once we're ready to. We're off the runway there. Do appreciate everybody coming in today, hanging out. Thank you for the 5 thumbs up. Nice to see some appreciation. And we will fly again tomorrow. For sure, Z's. Looking forward to tomorrow's flights. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to dial that back to 210 once we are at 13,000 feet or 12,000 feet. I don't know why I said 13. We're going to 12. It's been a good flight. Really interesting landscapes. Of course. Something a little different than we're used to seeing, but that's okay. That's a good thing. To see a different part of the world today. We'll see a different part of the world tomorrow. And next week. The week after. That's a good sign. It's in the world map. It said it was supposed to be about an hour and 12 minutes, but we had a headwind the entire way, so it's been an hour and 23 so far. So we are getting ready to end here shortly. As soon as we park at the gate, we're calling it an end to the stream for today. We'll be back tomorrow in the P-38 Lightning. 7:30 Eastern, 11:30 UTC, 12:30 UK. Try to fly in the morning because then I have the rest of the day to do other things. But it's an estimation because that's, I think the amount of time for the flight is based on as long as we don't have any other sort of things to worry about. if that makes sense. You know, like I think we're gonna end up going to 5,500 from right here. Let me go ahead and change that to 100. Let's go ahead and dial that to 180. Some more speed dropped. There we go, 5,000. Should be an islet. Should be a it should not be visual, it should be an ILS approach. Interesting. Okay. That's a interesting interesting development here on the flight. Probably putting the gear down a little early, but it seems like things are going to go different than planned. Visual approach. I swear I put an ILS in there. It did say 3-3 right. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. I'm going to turn the laptop to the side now so I can keep an eye on what's getting ready to happen, because this is not what I expected. But we'll see what happens. Well, I guess I could throw on the ILS system. Let's see if it cooperates. Or if there is a, like, once we turn and line up, what's gonna, if we can get an ILS approach. Well, looks like it's going to be a pretty bumpy entry here into Riyadh. So airport should be right. Looks like right over there, off the right wingtip. Looks like an airport. I could be wrong. It's somewhere over there to our right.
$2,500.
right over. Yep, there it is. Okay. Oh, it's going to take us there anyway. All right. Okay, we do not have an ILS approach today for some reason. Alright, so we are going to have... Well, let's see if we hit the approach mode on its own. What happens? Does it lock in at all? No. Okay, so we are going to have to fly this in ourselves. Got a nose over. We need to keep dropping altitude. Boy, I was really expecting an ILS approach. I don't know why it did not. There should be one. That's the thing. All of our flaps are down, speed brake is armed, or auto brakes are armed, so here we go. It's not easy being green. Do 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 do. While you waste away again in Margaritaville, searching for your lost shaker of salt. Some people claim that Addis is to blame, but I know it's nobody's fault.
300. 200. 100. 60. 50. 40. 30. 20. Retard.
There we are. Oh, I missed something. I tried to land the plane and I missed something going on in the chat. Oops. Come on, plane. Where are you going? What did I miss? Thank you, Joseph. Oh, okay. Well, thank you for checking that, Mick, while I was landing. Appreciate that. Well, welcome to Riyadh, everybody. I'm not sure what the local time is. On behalf of myself and the entire flight crew, we do appreciate you flying with us today. We know you have a lot of options, so many options, when it comes to your Microsoft Flight Simulator live stream viewing pleasures. And we're glad that you chose us today. We'll be back tomorrow. To the gates, please, and thank you. P-38 Lightning flight. We'll be departing from Salinas to Santa Rosa once we complete that flight. Ah, Skip. Yep, you did. That's okay. I appreciate you coming in at the end. Nice to see you here as always. Yep, we just landed. We're here in Riyadh. We had to do a visual approach, even though it said I had an ILS approach for this runway. It switched it to a visual for some reason. So I had to hand fly it in, but we made it. It was a nice landing. Not too shabby, if I do say so myself. Knock on wood. Toot my own horn. Toot, toot. But yeah. Oh, Skip, just to let you know, tomorrow's Lightning flight, 7:30 Eastern, 11:30 UK, 11:30 UTC, 12:30 UK, will be a I'm going to open up the multiplayer lobby. I'm not sure which server I will be on yet, but we're going to see how many people want to jump in and join the flight. I gotta see what that person said. I'm curious now. What were they saying? Because I want to have a little laugh here before we end the stream. Is okay. Well, thank you for the threat. I got you covered there, my friend. Yeah, because not only are you going to get timed out, I'm going to hide you, and then I'm also going to report you for that. If I can double report you, I'm going to do that as well. Oh, well, just one report is good. There you go. Yep. Yeah. If you're going to be intolerant like that, then you are not welcome in my chat. Period. I'm not even going to try to reason with you. We're here to enjoy the flights, and we're here to enjoy different parts of the world. And if you can't not respect that, then you have no business being here in my chat. Period. Don't know what I've done to deserve that, but okay. I wish you well. It's like we had the porn bots today, and now we have somebody saying some really awful things for no particular reason. That's Friday, folks, I guess. It's like there must be a full moon somewhere. I don't know what it is. Oh, I just went ahead and oh, it must have been from earlier. I must have missed something. I don't know. Well, I went ahead and deleted, or just hit him anyway. He's gone, or that person's gone. They are gone. I'm not sure. Either way. So, yeah. I must have missed something else, but that's all right. Cool. It's been dealt. All right. Well, there's our parking spot. I'm gonna cut across here. Scare the devil out of the fuel truck sitting there. Must be having lunch. Come on, fuel truck, don't try to play chicken with me. It's not going to end well for either one of us. Yeah, it wasn't too bad of a flight overall. Interesting scenery, as I was saying. Well, even if it's, regardless of who they were threatening or whatever, who it was directed against, I'm not going to have that in my chat. That sort of stuff is not welcome, and I don't care who it is that says it. You don't want to, if you're going to be intolerant of the rules and other people in the chat, you're not going to get multiple warnings. You're gone. That's my policy, but Mick handled it as best as he thought at the time, and I respect that, because I was trying to land, and that's why I turn the chat or my laptop to the side so I don't get distracted by people who want to act up as I'm trying to land. But it's all good. It's all good. You had a little song there coming in. Had a little song about Addies. Oh, now check this out. This is the thing I really like. Let's see if it actually goes all the way out there and connects the jetway. We don't even have to ask for it. It's like automatic. Watch the door. Oh, let's see if we can... I'm not going to get it in time. Open the door. Open the door. Look at that. That's fantastic. I like that. Go ahead, connect it. What are you waiting on? I guess it can't go any farther. Oh, well. It says it's connected. Oh, well. You have to jump across. It's connected, but you have to jump the gap. Oh, well. All right. All right, let's shut it down. An hour 21, not too shabby, really. Even though we've been streaming for an hour 46, we usually, we have a little chat, as we get ready to get started. So the stream went a little bit longer than the flight, but not too shabby. An hour 21 minutes. So there we are. That's our flight for today. Yeah. I am not liable for if you jump across, that's on you. You know, the airline and the airport cannot be held accountable for your actions. Anyway, that's going to be it for today, folks. I do greatly appreciate everybody coming in and hanging out today. Really enjoyed that one. A nice little flight, even though the visual thing was not, I am positive I picked an ILS approach. I don't know why it switched to visual, but we made it. It was no big deal. We got it on the ground, and there we are. Tomorrow, P38 Lightning Saturday, 7:30 Eastern, 11:30 UTC, 12:30 UK time. If you want to join in, once I get started, I will put in the chat which server we're on. If you want to join us, you're more than welcome to. We're going to do the P38 flight, and then we're going to hop over into the Spitfire, and we're going to take off, and we're going to head over Leeds and land at the airport in Leeds. So it should be a nice little quick flight. So if you want to join us for that, you're more than welcome to. If not, it's no big deal. There we go. So do enjoy the rest of your Friday morning, afternoon, evening, early Saturday, depending on where you are in the world. Until then, peace, live long and prosper.